dilemma and to introduce and explain the true Myanmar perspective, I would like to introduce U Maung Mien. He was a retired brigadier general, a union minister, a former deputy union minister as well, and as well as a former MP. Thank you for coming to the show, sir. Now, SAC, State Administration Council, the current government, the Western call is the military government. So what is the legitimacy they claim is unconstitutional? What is your view on that?
So first and foremost, so I would like to short brief about our Myanmar history.
Yes.
So maybe 1,000 years ago, we Myanmar kings ruled our country very peacefully. But unfortunately, we were invaded by within 3 times we are under British colony,
Yes.
taking almost 100 years. Again, we got the independence from British 1948, and then we had practiced parliament democracy systems from 1948 to 1962.
Yes.
But we fixed on the brink to split our country. So General Ne Win coup the country's the state power. Coup.
It's a coup.
Coup. So therefore, 1947 constitutions are already without.
Yes.
Again, General Ne Win rule as a revolutionary council and also one-party socialist systems until 1988. With the collapse of the economy, there were a lot of uprisings all over the countries during 1988, and then it's a change from the protest to the anarchism.
Yes.
Therefore, State Law and Order Restoration Council, led by Senior General Somount, coup again. Senior General Somount ruled the country 4 years, and also the State Law and Order Restoration Council changed the name, the State Peace and Development Council, SPDC.
Yes.
SPDC rules our countries until 92 to 2010. So during that time, there was no constitution in Myanmar because of 1947 constitutions and 1974 constitutions are already waived out.
Yeah.
So under the pressures of the United States and also some Western countries, so SPDC government tried their best to draw the new constitutions. So taking almost 6-7 years, so they finished the constitutions and also they successfully held the referendum during 2008 May. 92.48% of the eligible voter who supported to the constitution. Therefore, I wish to see this constitution is 92.48% of the eligible voters supported to them. Anyhow, so SPDC government subsequently tried to hold the elections in line with the new constitutions. 2010, November 8, one of the elections are successfully held, and USDP, Union Solidarity and Development Party, is a landslide won. So USDP party formed the government, and also the State Peace and Development Councils handed over the state sovereignty or state power to the newly elected government led by President U Thein Sein. Very smoothly, no bloodshed.
Yeah.
So from the dictator to democratic state, changing system is also very important one.
Yes.
But we can change from the dictator to the democratic state very smoothly and no bloodshed within 1 year. So President U Thein Sein ruled, the countries are taking 5 years, and 2015, November 8. So second times of the elections are successfully held. NLD party member of parliament successfully won. They say landslide won.
That's like,
So no doubt and no hesitate for the Mr. President U Thein Sein to hand it over the state power to the newly appointed President U Tin Kyaw.
So it was a truly peaceful transition.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So President U Thein Sein handed over the state power to President U Tin Kyaw, and then President U Tin Kyaw so changed as a President U Win Myint. So during 2020, so they successfully held third round of elections with the interference of the government to the elections, and then exploitations of the using rules and regulations of the COVID-19 also. Sir. So Tamro is a very sound institution.
Yes.
They have a lot of expertise.
Yes.
They can check using their computer expert, and also within short time, Tamro also using their Miauri media to point it out the election fraud, township by township, district by district, and then region by region. But another government, another party, and also UEC, they totally neglect, ignores. Therefore, MP from the army and also MP from the USDP, including me, so we call to the patrons of the parliament to call emergency parliament during January 2021, but they totally reject again. So finally, they had arranged to start the newly parliament. So on 1st February 2021.
Yes.
So therefore, army prepared very well, and also according to this constitution, army handed over the state power from temporary president U Myint Sway.
Yes,
So I wish to read out the Constitution's 417, Article 417.
yes.
So Article 417 mentioned that if there arises or if there is sufficient reasons for a state of emergency to arise that may disintegrate the union or disintegrate national solidarity, or that may cause the loss of sovereignty due to acts or attempts to take over the sovereignty of the union by insurgencies, violence, and wrongful possible means, the president may, after coordinating with the National Defense and Security Council, promulgate an ordinance and declare a state of emergency. During that time, army arrested to the president, former president, so U Win Myint, for his corruptions and also his violation for the rules and regulations of the UEC.
Therefore, Union Election Commission.
Yes, Union Election Commission.
Yes.
Therefore, Mr. Myint Sway, U Myint Sway, had served as a temporary president. Therefore, temporary president U Myint Sway handed over the state power to Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, according to the Article 418.
Under the Constitution.
Yeah. So I wish to read out the Article 418A also, sir. In the matters concerning the declarations of the state of emergency, according to Section 417, the President shall declare the transferring of legislative, executive, and judicial powers of the Union to the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Services to enable him to carry out necessary measures to speedily restore its original situations in the Union. Therefore, I wish to say one point very strongly is that present government, state administrative council, SAC government occurs through this
Constitution.
so Constitution 417 and 418A. So we learned that there are two types of the government all over the world.
Yes.
First one is de jure. Second one is de facto.
Yes.
De facto means junta or dictators. De jure means it should be true passing along the constitutions. Right now, SSC government led by Senior General Mei Aung occurs through the Constitution 417 and 418A. Therefore, I wish to firmly say that SSC government is a de jure government. So he had also the legitimate government.
Sorry to interrupt. If this, we can prove that with our constitution, in English of course, to UN, why the UN doesn't recognize SAC ambassador at the UN General Assembly?
So, it's at their side.
Yes,
So,
yes.
anyhow, so maybe
It's political.
So it's a politics.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so our SSC government has so it's a de jure government and also the legitimate government also.
Yes, for sure.
So when we land, so SCC, there are 19 members of the SCC. 19 members,
19 members.
including Senior General Mei Aung Hlaing and Vice Senior General So Win also.
Yes.
Among them, 9 members are from Army. They are still in service in Army. 9 members are Army.
Members, yes.
But the rest, the remain 10 members are from the civilian side.
Oh, I see.
Therefore, we cannot say SAC as a dictator or junta because of it mixed with military and civilian personnel.
Yes.
It's a SAC only.
Yes.
And then another point of view, we can see to the cabinet. There are about 30 cabinet members, 30,
30 years
who are army in service.
in service.
17 are ex-army, but 9 are only civilian.
Civilians.
Therefore, cabinet also mixed with civilian and army.
Yes.
So we can land chief ministers. There are 15 chief ministers, including the Naypyidaw Council.
Dear Council.
Among them, 5 are ex-army,
5 years.
10 are civilian.
Oh, done
10 are
2
civilian.
times.
Yeah. Therefore, internationally recognized SAC as a de jure government,
Yes.
not the de facto, nor the dictators, nor the military government. So Mr. Thailand told me that why not the United Nations recognized to our PRs
Yeah.
if they politicize to these issues. So maybe I don't know so about their intentions. That everything, if they politicized, there will be wrong for Myanmar and wrong for their history also.
Nice. Okay. So nowadays, the Indonesian president, who is currently the head of the G20, and according to the Russia-Ukraine conflict, the Russian president, Mr. Putin, he should not be invited, according to the UK and the West. But the president of Indonesia, he said no, it's G20. He should be invited, no matter our political differences or whatever, because the member state should be invited. The next year, now the current ASEAN head is from Cambodia. Next year will be from Indonesia. So hoping that next year, the president will invite ASEAN head, which means that, but last year, the ASEAN didn't invite our head of the SAC for showing so many reasons. So what is your expectation for, let's say, next year?
Yeah. So I learned this issue also from Mr. Thailand.
Yes.
So Mr. Widodo, the president from the Indonesia,
Yes.
so he said one of the words is very good. The name of the forum is
G20.
Yeah, not the 19th.
90 years.
Very recently, maybe 1-2 days ago, our leader, Senior General Mei Aung Hlaing, made So conversations with Mr. Hong San from the
Cambodia.
Cambodia. So Cambodia also good for Myanmar. So whenever the voting at the United Nations, maybe that committees, so Cambodia also the vote for Myanmar. So usually, so but right now, so other countries, maybe big countries, put the pressure to the Cambodia, and also the Cambodia hesitate to join with Myanmar also. Anyhow, so the next year's chairmanship will be Indonesia. So Indonesia also is a strong so leadership in our ASEAN, and also the Indonesia has the right stance. So therefore it depends on their side, and also it is so their histories. If they make the wrong things, so the next generation will be criticized to them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And another thing, now the so-called NUG, they are making their own government, and they said they run the country, and they said the SAC is not legitimate. Now most of the NUGs are, according to our research, they were mainly supported, especially financially supported from the West. Some of the NUG, let's say senior members, they reside in the West these days and take refugees there and migrate to there. So what do you want to say about that?
I'm not a legal person.
Of course.
So I had some exposure for the international relations only. And then I had served as a deputy foreign minister, taking 8 years. Therefore, I wish to express so one of the agreements between all of the countries. So the name of the agreement is 5 Principles of Peaceful Coexistence.
Yes.
So it started, initiated as China. During that time, the Prime Minister from China is Mr. Zhou Enlai, and also he visited to the India and Myanmar during 1954, and they signed with India and Myanmar also, the peaceful coexistence. 5 principles.
Yes.
First one is mutual respect for each other's territory, integrity, and sovereignty. Second one is to abide by mutual non-aggressions. Third one, very important one, is non-interference in each other's internal affairs. Non-interference
Yes.
to interfere each other's countries. So fourth one, respect for mutual equality and to work for mutual benefits. And fifth one, peaceful coexistence. Right now, some unlawful associations, some terrorist associations, they reside at foreign countries, and then foreign countries supported to them. It means so they are establishing the relation with the unlawful associations and also terrorists. So according to the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, no way to relation with them, I mean NUG or PDF or so-called PDF.
Yes.
No support to them. If they supported to the PDF, it means that they interfere to our internal affairs.
Yes.
In religiously, there are 4 main religions in our globe. Christian, Muslim, Hinduism, and Buddhism.
Yes.
All the religions are prohibited not to steal to the matters from other, not to kill to other, and then not to deal with the theft, thief, robbery, dacoit, and also slaughters. Now they are trying to support to the thief or slaughters, terrorists. Therefore, so if we support some other peoples, they are against to their land. They were not happy.
Yes.
But Myanmar's history is very clear. We stand our food only. But they have the double standard.
Yes.
So they say very good, but they do very wrongfully.
Yes.
So maybe the history of their country or their leader will be so blamed in the near future.
So, as you speaking about the double standard and the non-interference, we can really, clearly see the ASEAN. It's very cool foundation, non-interference to the member state.
Mhm.
Now, what we see, and also about a few days back, we heard that from the Comorian Prime Minister office that Myanmar government, now SAC, they should be seeing or meeting with the NUG or PDF, and also the ASEAN in some way, ASEAN special representative should be led to meet with NUG and PDF. So something like that. So what is that implication? I mean, this non-interference discipline is ruled out.
Mhm.
When we go to the West or nearly every corner of the world, now there's double standard or triple standard, whatever it is.
Mhm.
How is Myanmar going on this regard? Which I mean is that, can we stand on such, how do you call it, such cyclone of, affecting our country in every aspect, financial, politics, every way of, attacking our country? Can Myanmar be strong for future? Do we have power enough?
Now we are living with the ASEAN. Therefore, ASEAN's ground is consensus.
Yes,
It's a
consensus.
consensus. So if we don't get the consensus, they cannot blame to others. So right now, very recently, our foreign ministry announced one of the declarations. I will say you this
Yes.
in details. Myanmar strongly protests and rejects the remarks of Malaysian foreign ministers, proposing ASEAN to establish informal engagement with terrorist group so-called National Unity Government, NUG. Anti-Terrorism Central Committee of Myanmar has officially declared the unlawful associations CRPH, NUG, and PDF. Therefore, Malaysian foreign ministers proposed to some other ASEAN member states to establish the relation with the NUGs. We Myanmars say that NUG, CRPH, and the PDF is unlawful associations.
And
PDF
terrorist.
also is maybe terrorist.
Terrorist, yeah.
Therefore, they should not try to touch with them. So if they touch it, so they are not our friend.
So for the last question,
Yeah.
now NLD is still legitimate, but according to UEC, the present UEC, about 3 parties, including NLD, they have to come and explain and solve some of the strategies point to the Union Electoral Commission, but they didn't. The date is already expired. The action, I don't know what will be taken by the UEC or the government, but as a, let's say, civilian, as your own experience, what will be NLD implies to Myanmar for the future?
Yeah. Before 2020 elections, 3-4 months before, NLD government and also the UEC led by Ulatein, they totally wave off the Rose Party.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the time, it's the second biggest or third biggest. I think maybe third
Maybe
or maybe-
they join with each and every constituency.
Yes.
So
big one.
therefore, so I don't know their strength, but they are maybe that biggest one.
Yes.
Yeah. So chairman is Uchomian.
Germany.
Yeah. But right now, NLD party violate a lot of mistake.
Yes.
A lot of mistake. So SAC leaders, senior general May Online, and also the UEC chairman, Uso Tudeng Souza, they are exercising maximum refrain. Maximum refrain. So they had the legitimacy to to demolish or to waive off the NLD. But they are now so exercising maximum refrain. So the time will decide so what they are so think in the near future.
Thank you for your time for taking our program, Myanmar Perspective.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining our show, and the next program will be explaining more and more about our Myanmar Perspective. Stay tuned. Thank you.